You're on.
Hello, I'm Dr. Bittiker. I'm a chiropractic doctor. For those of you who don't know, if you've ever seen our channel or our program. I've been a chiropractic doctor since 1975, graduated from Logan Chiropractic College in St. Louis. I've had a practice that's been centered primarily around nutrition, although I've treated a lot of chiropractic patients. In fact, in that period of time, I treated well over 20,000 patients, so I've been pretty busy. I've been doing a radio program in the Tampa Bay area since, at least off and on, since 1979. For out of 38 years, I've probably been on the radio about 30 years of that time. For those of you who may have heard my program on WHNZ, it's a call-in thing. We cover various topics related to the alternative healthcare field. And we've had lots of listeners over the years, and people call in and ask questions, and we do our best to answer them. Well, things are changing. As you know, the radio industry is changing. Newspapers are not as popular as they used to be. Those are the magazines that you once knew when you were younger and no longer in business, so things are changing. People are switching over to a thing called social media. That's where they're getting their information from. Well, we're going to do the same thing. We're in the process of switching over. And so one of the main things we're going to be doing is that we're going to make our system so that it is what we call interactive. You're going to be able to participate. It's not just a commercial. You're going to be able to call in, ask questions, text questions, get answers, have archive programs, the whole thing. So the purpose of our program is to do what we've done before, only we're switching over to the social media. And we live in a country that has the most expensive healthcare system in the world by far. We developed this system called Obamacare, which is just a horrible mistake. I know some people like it, but I'm just saying there's a lot of people hate it. We can do better than that. We're going to have to do better than Obamacare, so we're going to have to come up with something. But anyway, in the interim, this is what I'm seeing happen with a lot of my patients. Even the ones who can afford the insurance, you can't afford to use it. Your copays and deductibles are too high, so you have to go it alone. Well, my point is this, is that if you want to live long and be healthy, you can't depend on the government to deliver it for you. You got to do it yourself. So the truth of the matter is what you do or what you do not do has more profound effect on how long and how well you live than anything anybody else is ever going to do. So we're going to show you the information on how to do it. The switching over to social media, we're going to be doing 5 to 10 minute segments 5 times a week like I'm doing right now. And we're going to be covering various topics. It's going to be archived and it's going to be interactive. You'll be able to call in or text in or ask a question and get your answers to your questions. And if I can't answer them, I got my trusty little database here that I will look up an answer for you. That's one of the things we've done in our program over the years that I don't think other doctors do that do alternative healthcare programs, is that whenever I make a claim or a statement, I'm going to show you where I got that information. I'm going to give you the research. I'll rate it. You can rate it. I encourage you to doubt it. I encourage you to look it up and check it out yourself, because when you do, you're going to see that we told you the truth. So there, the proof is in the pudding. Now, by interactive, I mean you'll be able to text us. You'll be able to send questions into our website or our email accounts and our Facebook, and you'll get answers back. You'll get researched answers back. Plus, we're going to archive the programs. One of the ways we're able to do this is we have several databases we use. A good one is Natural Medicines. We use that database. It's huge. There's 90,000 entries in there of research on vitamins and minerals and enzymes and conditions and various syndromes and things like that. It's a full database. There's other databases like orthomolecular.org and some others that we use to give you researched answers. So when you want to use our channel or our program, you're going to get answers that you can't get anyplace else, because we're going to give them to you in a timely fashion. Also, one of the services we'll be offering is a diet. You know, we have people all the time come to me for nutritional consults, and they say, I don't know what diet to go on. We got all these conflicts. I get that. Well, you know what? It's truly a case of one size does not fit all. There are some diets that simply aren't right for you. I mean, some people do well on the Atkins diet. Other people, it's a disaster for them to go on the Atkins diet. Same thing for you vegans. Some people do well on a vegan diet. Some people do very badly on a vegan diet. You have to tailor it to yourselves. Well, we're going to have a system when you subscribe to our channel that will show you how to pick out the diet that's right for you. And if you can't pick out the diet that's right for you, it's real simple. You just call me, text me, or ask a question. I will ask you a few questions, and I can show you what diet to pick out. Then you can go to the website through us, pick it out, and it's free. Can't beat that, can you? And if you're gluten-free, we've got a series of recipes for you. And also it even has a a shopping list so you know what to shop for. It's all done. And Susie and I are also going to be having a separate channel where we're going to be doing cooking. We're going to show you how to prepare this stuff, how to do it properly. One of the things we hear from people all the time is they say, well, I sure would like to eat organically or do all these things, but it's way too expensive. That's not true at all. If you prepare this stuff yourself, you can bring high quality gourmet foods that are organic down into a range below what you're paying right now. The most expensive foods you can eat in the world are things like TV dinners and frozen foods and prepared foods. If you do it from scratch, it tastes a lot better. It's a lot better for you, a lot less expensive. You say you don't have time for this, then you need to take time for it because it's the most important thing you're going to be doing. Remember, what you don't do, as far as don't eat, and what you do eat, it determines how long and how well you're going to live. And I want to point out one thing. This is aimed primarily at the boomer generation, my age. But you know what, you younger people? I've seen quite a few as patients, and I can tell you that, just put bluntly, if you guys keep going the way you're going, you're never going to reach my age, which is 70. You're not going to get to this point. I still see patients on a daily basis and do a radio program and all that. I don't think you're going to make it. So come on now, focus, take care of yourselves. We're going to show you how to do it. Also, we're going to set up another channel on exercises. Yes, you do know I'm a former power lifter and all that kind of stuff. I used to play football at University of Missouri. I get it that as you get older, you can't exercise the same way. You see a lot of people doing exercises that I say, you do that as a 65, 70-year-old person or even a 50-year-old person, and you're going to hurt yourself and you end up in some doctor's office. Whereas if you design your exercises just for us, and by the way, you younger people could do it this way too, because I can show you how to build big muscles with much less weights, much safer, much easier on your joints, which is what you got to worry about as you get older. So you can have your cake and eat it too. Well, maybe it'd have to be an organic cake, but you can have your exercises without injuring yourself. How many times do you think I've seen somebody who got talked into doing a gym, enrolling in a gym, sign that big contract, they go there, they work out a few times, they injure themselves, they don't ever go back. Happens all the time. I'm going to show you how you can do this at home, very inexpensively, and get excellent, excellent results. It's much easier than you might think, and doesn't take a long time. Did you know, just as an aside, you say maybe you're too old to exercise. Did you know that even thinking about exercise actually does you good? I know you think about it all the time, so do I. But seriously, so I'm just telling you, I don't care how old you are, I don't care what condition you're in, I don't care what problems you have, you want to listen to our program, our channels here, and we're going to get you information that's going to be useful to you, practical, effective, and designed for you. Also, we're going to be covering a series of health topics. We always hear somebody call up on the radio program and say, well, what's all this I hear about, Alzheimer's becoming the second or third leading cause of death, which is true, it's approaching that. Well, what can you do to reverse this or stop it? Obviously, something's changing in our society. Why is it that Alzheimer's has become a very common disease today, whereas 50, 60, 80 years ago, it was very uncommon? The excuse is used, that's because people are living longer. That doesn't work, because if you look at the average 60-year-old in 1920, the average 60-year-old today only lives about another year or two longer than they did at that time. Where we gained a lot of our mortality rates is children not dying of childhood diseases. That makes it appear to live longer. But actually, when you reach the age of 60 in 1920 or in 2017, how long you're going to live is very similar. In fact, your likelihood of becoming disabled is greater now than it was 100 years ago at age 60. Did you know that? Your average great-great-grandfather could probably take you out behind the barn and take care of you if he had to, because he was in better shape than we're in right now. So there's ways for you to do this. So we're going to be covering topics, and one of the things we're going to do is be covering the pauses. You may have heard me mention these before. There's a whole list of pauses. You've heard of one, the better-known ones, is menopause. That's where women, they cease to have their menstrual cycles. And there's all the symptoms like hot flashes and things that go along with it. There's things you can do to correct that. Did you know that men have an andropause? Yes, they do. Did you know that the average man over 60s, his female hormone levels are higher than the average woman's? And the average woman's testosterone levels are higher than the average man of age 60? In many instances, did you know that? It almost reverses. Women become masculinized, men become feminized. That's just one example. There's other pauses. There's the somatopause, where you lose muscle as you get older. hepatopause, where your liver ceases to function as well. That's why a lot of you feel with low energy, because your liver simply can't detoxify as it was meant to do. And we have brain pause, and we have gastropause. Stomach. Why do you have all these problems with your stomach? Intestinal pause. These are pauses where your various organ systems do not work like they did at one time. Well, there's ways to recover that, and we're going to show you that each one of the systems. There's like 22 of these things. We're going to go through them slowly and steadily, and then put them in the archives. You can go back to them, take a look at them when you want to. And also another thing is that we're going to be covering is, I get this all the time. Somebody comes out with, "Wow, Doc, did you hear about this new product? Acme Inc. Wile E. Coyote Company just came out with a nutritional supplement. You take 5 or 6 of these pills before you go to bed at night. When you wake up the next day, you lost 8 pounds. Wow, you think it works? Well, I'd like to know where those 8 pounds went. But anyway, so if you want to, call up, ask about the product, get the information so I know what we're talking about. Don't just mention a brand name, because I have no clue who these people are. But give me the chemical name, and I'll look it up on my little trusty database here and get you that information so that you can get an accurate response as to what you're really getting into there. We can do that for you. We do that research and information for you. Okay, well, I want to thank you for listening, and I want you to look forward to the next few days and weeks that we're going to be doing this, and we're going to expand it. Each time we expand our channel here, we're going to let you know. Thanks for listening.